Hello everyone, welcome to another Inventor tutorial. Today I will walk you through this part modeling for a beginner. So this is a simple part file and I will model this one using Inventor. Let's get started and stay tuned. Under get started, click on new. Once you click on new, create new files, dialog box pops up. From this dialog box, you can create new parts, standard and sheet metal parts. You can create assembly, standard assembly and weldment assembly. You can create drawings, either DWG drawing or Inventor drawing, and also you can create presentation. Today I am going to create a simple part file, not a sheet metal one. Select standard IPT and click on create. Once you hit on create, it will take us to part design environment. So this is the panel we can see in the part design environment. So under 3D model tab, we have got create panel, modify panel, explore panel, work features, etc. Today I'm just focusing on creating this part file using sketch and few commands under create panels. Let's get started with the sketch. When you look at this part file, you can see there is some sort of symmetrical nature of the part. So make use of that symmetry of the part in the design process so that you can make the things faster and you can save the time. So I'm going to start from the base. Click on start 2D sketch. You can either click on start 2D sketch or you can click on extrude if you are going to perform the extrude command. Once you click on extrude, it will ask us to create a sketch because there is no any sketch available. So you can use either one of them. I will simply use this one now. Click on extrude. Once we hit on extrude, on the bottom left hand corner you can see select a plane to create sketch or select an existing sketch to edit. So now we don't have any existing sketch. Let's select a plane. So I am going to create a plane on XY plane. Create the sketch on the XY plane. So now you can see X and Y axis there, the grid as a grid. This is a useful feature. If you want, you can turn them off as well. If you go to tools, if you go to application options, under the sketch you can simply on and off the axis, but I'm going to leave them as is. And let's start with the base sketch. So again, now you have to go to sketch tab to access sketch tools. So click on sketch. So usually the active tab is always highlighted in blue color. If you are in the 3D model editing commands, this 3D model tab would be in blue color. Now since this one is active, sketch is active, we are in the sketch tab. So let's start with the rectangle. I'm going to draw simple rectangle like this, and I'm going to enter the dimensions. The width of the length of the base is going to be 80 millimeter, and the length and the width is going to be 60 millimeter. Let's add length is going to be 80 millimeter, height is going to be 20 millimeter. So I'm going to extrude this one in these directions. Select under constraint, select coincident constraint, click on midpoint and click on here. Now the sketch is fully defined. You can see from the fully constraint on your bottom right hand corner. I'm going to create another sketch for this cutout. let's simply create a rectangle like this. I advise you to create a rectangle, any sketch, without making any automatic snapping, so that you can easily constrain them later on. So go to dimensions, make this width 30 mm and make the height of the cutout 5 mm. Now again go to coincident constraint, click on coincident constraint to activate the command, click on midpoint, click on the origin. Now you can see the sketch become black, which means it is fully constrained. Now once you exit the sketch, since we start from the extrude command, usually it is activated, but this time it hasn't. Anyway, now we have to select the profile. So this is the extrude command property manager, I would say property manager, or otherwise extrude commands pop-up dialog box. So under the profile, select the profiles, we can select either one of them. Now we only need this one to be extruded, and from the sketch plane, this is the sketch plane. Under the behavior, we have direction to choose. We can make it either directions, or we can make it symmetrical, or we can make it asymmetric. So I'm going to use symmetric feature, and the distance is going to be 80 mm. The length is 80 mm. There you go, and click OK. Here we have to do something correct, one more thing. So actually the width of the base is 60, not 80. I think I had made it as 80. So you can always go back to the sketch and change the dimensions. That is the beauty of parametric modeling. So click on the sketch and right click, simply right click on the sketch, go to edit. Now you can change this to double click on the dimensions that you want to change, then the edit dimension window pops up, then make it 60 and click OK and exit the sketch. The model is changed by itself. Alright, the base is created. Now I'm going to create one half of this part, so that I can use mirror command to create the other part using since this is symmetrical. So in order to do that, I'm going to start a sketch from the base. Click on the surface. You can create the sketch on existing planar face, or you can create the sketch on any of the plane. So since now we have already one feature, we can select the top surface, and from the pops up commands, you can click on the last one, create new sketch. Once you hit on create new sketch, it is taking us to sketch environment. You can see the sketch tab is blue color, and now I'm going to create half of this column. So the size of the column is 15 by 25. So what I'm gonna do is I will make it 15 width 15 and the length 12.5 starting from the center. So I'm going to create a rectangle, and now I'm going to add these dimensions. I'm going to make it 15. It is because the width of this is 15, and I'm going to make the height, I'm going to make this length 12.5 mm. Make sure you are not going to click on any existing reference line. That way you can easily constrain these sketches. Go to constraint, click on coincident constraint, and when you hover your mouse on the sketch line, you can see the midpoint is highlighted. Click on this point and click on this sketch become black. That means it is fully defined. Now I am going to extrude this one by 80 millimeter. You can see this is 80. From this point to this point I am going to extrude it as it by 80 millimeter. Click OK. Now I am going to create this half use with this cylindrical shape. So click on this surface again, click on add new sketch, and again you can use center rectangle, and the width of the top part is also similar, 15 millimeter, and the length between the two circles is 40 millimeter. That means the length between this center of the circle and the origin has to be 70 millimeter. So I'm simply going to create a rectangle like this, making sure it is not hitting or relating or making any constraint between the existing references. And now make this one 50 millimeter, and I'm going to make this length 70 millimeter, and click on coincident constraint, click here and click here. Now you can see the sketch is black. That means it is fully defined. Go to circle. I'm going to create a circle in the midpoint. I will make that diameter 20 millimeter, which is this diameter, and again I'm going to create another circle at the midpoint. You can either select the midpoint while you are creating, or you can create the circle outside the midpoint and use the coincident constraint and make it coincident with the midpoint of this line. So now I have selected the midpoint of the line. Now the diameter is going to be 50 millimeter because this radius is 25. Now you can see this diameter is 40 and this diameter is 50, and distance between the origin and the center of the circle is 70 because this is 140. Now let's trim unnecessary lines as well. Either you can trim unnecessary lines, otherwise you can keep this one as is and select the profiles you want to extrude as required. Let's do that one. So now we have got few profiles. If you go to extrude, it is asking us to select the profiles. Now simply you can hover your mouse and click on each area where you want to have the extrusion. So I have selected this face and middle one. I haven't select the center one. So now let's enter the I will do it again if it is not very clear. You can always remove all the profiles from here, and then when you hover your mouse, you can see the cross profile is highlighted. Once you select that, only that part is extruded. Once you select this, hover your mouse, only this portion, only that portion is extruded. You can see the cylindrical shape is created. Once you hover your mouse here, only that part is extruded. You can always remove and add profiles using this dialog, this box. And now the height is only 15 millimeter from here. I'm going to add the height 15 millimeter, hit enter. Alright. Now we need to create one more thing, the rip command. So in order to create the rip command, it has to be at the center of this column. So we have to select the sketch plane. So it has to be XY plane. Click on XY plane and right click, click on new sketch. Otherwise you can select the sketch from the graphic area, and from the pops up commands you can click on add new sketch. So once you click on add new sketch, it takes us to new sketch environment. And if you look at here carefully, this rib is created between this point, this line and this point. So I'm going to create a line between end of this point and between this point. Now when you create that, you can see the line become black. That means it is already fully constrained. Otherwise you cannot drag this line anywhere because it is fully constrained. When you create this type of lines using existing projections, the reference lines are projected in yellow color. Again, you can change those features using manage tools tab. Go to application options. From here you can change, you can turn off auto project edges during curve creation, and if you want them to be construction, you can click on here. Then those projections line would be construction line. Anyway, for now I'm going to leave it as is. Now exit the sketch, and under the 3D model tab, under create, you can see the rib feature. When you click on rib, you can see the sketch is highlighted, and I have done in details tutorial about rib command in my previous video. I will add the description, the link, and at the end of this video, so that you can expert about rib command. So for now I'm going to click on this feature, and you can see the rib is created, and you can see the rib is created even here as well. So I have to change this sketch to constructions. So I'm going to exit this line for now, and go to sketch and right click, go to edit, and this projected line need to convert to construction. In order to do that, click on the line, and here under format click on construction. Now it has become a construction line. Now if you go back to rib command again, you can see you cannot use this option normal to sketch plane, because this rib is created parallel to the sketch plane in this direction. So you have to click on this option, and under the thickness you can change it to 5 mm, and the rest option can be left as it is. Click OK. Now you can see the rib is created as per the drawings. Now one more thing we have to do, two more things. One is create the hole and make it mirror or to the other side, and the other one is make whole things mirror about this plane. So let's create that one first. Go to mirror command. Mirror command can be found under the under the patterns. Click on mirror. Once you click on mirror, you have to select features. From these two options, the one says mirror individual features, the second one is mirror solid bodies. So we just need to mirror only these individual features. So I keep first option, and features, I'm going to select all of these features, and about mirror plane I'm going to select YZ plane. So you can see the preview. Click OK, and the preview is created. And now I'm going to create the last feature, which is this hole on this surface. Click on here and go to point and click on point, and from this constraint you can use this constraint, vertical constraint, to make this vertical with the center point of this edge. And if you look at here, this is 30, this is 30, and from here to here 15 mm. Click on this point, click on this line and make it 15 mm. Now exit the sketch and go to hole command. Once you go to hole command, from the default options, the hole is created. The first option, simple hole, we need a simple hole. We do not need any seat, this type of counter bore seat, so we make it none. And the termination, I make it through all, and the direction is okay in this direction, and the diameter has to be 11 mm. It's already there. click OK. Now I'm going to mirror this one about this XY plane. So go to mirror command, under the feature select whole, under the mirror plane select XY. You can see the preview, click OK and click on home position. And now the last one, let's add some colors to make it more appealing. So I can simply select glossy gold or something and the part is created. I hope this video is useful. You have understood how to use simple sketch command and basic 3D model extrude and rip and hole command in Inventor to design this type of parts and also make use of the symmetrical feature of the design. Thank you very much for watching.